Yeah. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy Monday, which means it's the D Hearne Show. Well, Monday night, anyways. So, yesterday was the Super Bowl, and we will get into that. But I hope you guys can hear me. Tap ones if you can. We're going to get this show going. Probably wondering why I got my bass out. We're going to do some playing. We're gonna do some playing, a little bit of playing, not a lot of playing, but it's something I wanted to introduce to you guys later. So I do have the bass out. Hopefully, you guys. So if you can hear me, let me know. I'm just trying to get some good levels. This is the first time in a long time I've ever plugged this bass into this unit, and yeah, hopefully it works well. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little playing. Just you're gonna know why. I'm gonna teach a couple of things while I introduce something to you guys that you may not know. So it's gonna be a fun first part of this thing. But first things first, I'm wearing a hoodie. A friend of mine gave this to me to wear tonight. You probably can't really see it, but it's a nice hoodie, a musician's hoodie. Very nice. And I'm going to show you some of his work. His name is Turner, and he actually has some merch for musicians and singers. Very good merch if you want to go buy some good gear that you can wear and your friends say, hey, yo, that's dope. Where you get that from? So now you don't have to go to other people to buy your stuff. I think we should shop amongst each other. I think we should support each other's businesses. And this is a way to do it. And his name is Myson Turner. He has one of his shirts on. And I like that shirt. I'm actually going to get that, Myson. I'm actually going to get that shirt. Very nice shirts he has. He's wearing, you see the back of it. Dope, a musician's thing. And I got the hoodie on, and I like the hoodie. I like this hoodie. This hoodie feels great. It looks nice. And he has also some other merch on his website. I'm showing that right now. He has some merch on his website that you might find interesting. He has hand and body lotion. Some of us need that thing. Um, he has, as you can see, the Jesus sweatshirts. He has, necklaces and everything else, and mugs and sandals and everything else. So I think you guys should support his business. And they're very reasonable prices. So I think you should support his business. I think we should support each other in general, not just because, just it's a good thing to do. What up, Dwayne? What up, man? What up, everybody? So make sure you like and share this video. It's going to be a fun show tonight. So, but yeah, I want you guys to support him. He's a very good guy. I've had a couple of conversations. I've been on his live stream with him, and he's a very good guy. But he's not the only one selling merch. A while ago, one of our guitar players couldn't make a gig, right? And we ended up calling a very young musician. His mother came with him and everything, pause. And his name is Caleb Weatherall. You probably heard of him. He's a great guitar player. Well, he sent me some, he's actually doing a loop package. You know how everybody has their loop package, but this one is very unique. And in that he stretches, pause, he stretches He stretches where guitar loops should go. He sent me some as samplers. I'm going to play some of it, and I'm going to show you how it sounds with the band, at least with the bass player. So that's why I have the bass out. So hopefully you guys will enjoy what I have to play. I have to reach all the way over here to my other unit to play the music. But the first loop is actually pretty dope. He starts off going crazy. So just give me your reaction. Now, please, first of all, let me say this. I'm gonna have to say it again in the end because some of us can't really listen. Make sure you share this because you want to hear this. Some of you want this pack. Go to his page. His name is Caleb Weatherall. And the first guy, his name is Myson Turner. That's Mysunn. I think I have his website up if you want to visit it. Hold on real quick. I have his website up if you want to visit it. It's right here. If you want to visit his website, I know that's a lot. I'm going to put it in the comment section later. Okay. But yeah, go to his website if you want to purchase some of his gear. It's very nice. But anyway, Caleb actually sent me this and he was like, hey, I want to see your reaction. Caleb, I did my reaction and I screamed. I didn't tape it, but I am going to show people. They're going to hear it first. And so the first loop, he goes there right away. Right away. He doesn't play. Let me see if you can get a good level. That is crazy. That is crazy, man. Throw up some likes if you like that one. Throw up some likes, but that is crazy. That is crazy work. Like, how would you use that? If I'm a bass player and they say, hey, go to cymbals, because you know, y'all keyboard players, you like to go to cymbals. Like, cymbals. Woo! Hey, woo! Now I'm just listening to this, and I just played it right off bat. That's crazy. I would have never thought of that, Caleb. That's insane. But you see how I laid back. And a lot of musicians, when you're playing in a session or in in church service with the organist that you don't know, it's best to sit and listen. But we got to learn at Powerhouse how to play it and still pick up what they're doing, especially when you play with somebody like Russ or Razor or Raekwon or TJ or Daryl or one of these guys. They be doing these crazy lines and you got to learn it. And then they turn around, hey, do that line, D. So I have to do that, pause. Wow, do that line, D. Jesus, that was super pause. Do I have a good one, pause? I don't have, oh, yes, I do. Pause. But anyway, that was the first one. Let's get to the second one. The second one is even crazier. But I'm just going to play this stuff. Yo, Caleb, bruh, what is happening here? Y'all hear this dude? It's like 3 parts he played. So you can actually cut this thing up and have 3 different parts of it. So you don't have to play that first part all the time. The whole sequence. You can cut it up. That's dope, man. That's crazy. Woo! Hey, y'all, hey, hold on. Hold on. I need to buy this. I am going to buy it, by the way, but I don't ever run loops at the church. I actually, Russ and Raekwon and Razor, those guys run the loops. I run it when I'm with Ricky, but we always got our own guitar player because, Bird or Caleb, they both can go. I'm not necessarily a STEMmy kind of person. I'm not the STEMmy type. And that's not against y'all that do stems. Some of y'all real sensitive. I just believe that everybody should play. That's just me. I'm not knocking you. Just do your stem, hit that space bar and go. But yeah, that is super crazy. And he did so many versions of it so you can keep looping that, man. And some of y'all don't do that if you got a lead player. Send them the tracks and say, hey, learn this stuff if you can. And then you work with them to get them on that level. And you build. I don't know what's wrong with us not wanting to build musicians. We want everybody to come in already ready. The building process is fun. And it's necessary. It's necessary. So don't do that. I saw that video before and it made preachers going, wow, you're going to hit the loop. Wow, guitar player stand there. That's just dumb. So anyway, let's go to the next one. I got 8 here. So I'm not going to do them all, but here we go. If you ain't shouting after that, something wrong with you. You don't. This is Caleb Weatherall. He's selling them on his page, Caleb Weatherall. I'll put his link up, his Instagram and everything on there. But good Lord, man, if you're not shouting by now, you need to get there. Trust me, you need to get there. Woo! Churchy, Gerald, you hear me? Churchy, and listen. I'm over here sweating. I'm about to start shouting. If I leave here and start shouting, y'all just, keep the show going until I get back because it's getting crazy over here. I'm going to play a couple of more, but then we're going to move on. But this is another one. Let me see. Yeah, that's basically Climb Up. So let's see. Yeah, that's that basic turnaround. We do that though. Praise the God of the Bible. You hear me? Listen, I'm over here having fun. I'm having fun. Woo! I love playing shout music. I do. I know some of y'all hate on it. That's fine. But I like shout music. That's definitely cymbals. Cymbals! That's definitely cymbals right there. Cymbals! Cymbals! Raekwon, cymbals! Cymbals! Hey, drummers, When they say symbols, stay on symbols. All that rat-a-tat-tat stuff, don't do that. They say symbols, go to symbols. And then build up from that. But don't go back, 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 back. When they say symbols, leave it open. That means there's something about to change. Don't take away from that. I know that's a new thing because some of us we just I get it, but when they say symbols, something's about to happen. And then you flow from there, build it up from there. I don't know why I said that, but I do hear that. Y'all be like tweaking when it's just symbols. Good Lord. That's definitely one where you let the guitar have, unless you just walk it. Just let it walk right there because I don't want to get in his way with that one. But that's listen, he got a whole bunch of them. He only sent me a few. He sent me a few, and I'm like just over here, man, this is crazy. Couple more and then I'm done. Unbelievable, bruh. Who thinks like this? Who thinks like this? You can go ham with that. I'm sorry, you can go ham with that. I'm not even trying to learn that line right here. I learn it, but not right now. Because they would never have me, bruh. You hear me? No. What? What is that? What? I, Lord. Hey, listen. Y'all go support Caleb. Y'all go support this man in his work. This is incredible work, Caleb. Incredible work. I had fun playing it. So imagine in a church setting, you would have fun all day. If you don't have a guitar player, but if you have a guitar player, buy this package and teach him how to play this stuff. You know, don't unless of course you don't care. All guitar players, some guitar players be like, "Go ahead, I can take a chill." But some of y'all come in with guitar loops. It's a guitar player sitting here like, "What am I gonna do?" What up, D? What up, man? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was fun. That was fun. He has a whole pack. Go to his page. His name is Caleb Weatherall. He's on Instagram. And trust me, the dude is very, very talented. And so, Caleb, man, wow. That's all I got to say is wow, 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 wow. I'm like crazed out right now. Like I'm trying to get back on track for this show, but my mind is blown. What up, D? Just got here. What is this? Caleb Weatherall has guitar loops for sale. And he's selling them. Y'all don't. And another thing, when you buy these loop packages, let it be yours. Some of y'all, you don't give it to somebody else that didn't purchase it. That hurts him. Now, I'm from the school of thought. I know y'all hate iLock and all that kind of stuff, but I love it. I love iLock because it keeps y'all from all this cracking stuff. Boy, as a hacker, I would love for y'all to crack some stuff. I put so many viruses in your computer. By the time I'm done with you, you won't have nothing in your bank account. Wait, you might not have nothing in there anyway. You cracking software, but you get where I'm going. Support people. Don't download this thing and then pass it around to the world like y'all do our stems. Yeah, don't do that. Actually buy stuff, support stuff, because if it was you, you would want people to support your endeavors. You would want people to buy your stuff. So buy it and then have it for you, and then you spread the word and help this man make, so when yours come out, if you actually do something that matters, then people will support you the same way. It's the way it should work. We should support each other. If you don't want the package, don't buy it. But another thing, don't trash it. Oh, it's swag. Don't do that either. If you don't want it, ain't your cup of tea. You can be critical of it, but some of y'all just go overboard with it. Just if you don't like it, then that's fine. But if you do like it and you buy it. But then you can say, hey, it's dope. You can get it. And if y'all can't afford $50 or whatever, I think it's selling for 50. If you can't afford 50 for some great quality loops, then something is wrong with you. Then you might need to rethink your whole career choice. Because $50, especially today, ain't nothing. You can, for real, a DoorDash meal is that now. For real. So let's do that. What is the alien sign for? Oh, that's death. Fact, save your computer and your money. Man, listen, crack software as a hacker, I'm telling you, that's not a good thing. What you're doing, you are installing whatever coding is in that software into your computer. See, at least if you download from Waves, straight from Waves or SoftTube or, Steven Slade or any of the other guys that you guys get, real software from, then if something should happen, they are liable. So you can sue them and win. But in crack software, the only loser is you. The only loser is you. Oh, my computer's running slow. Yeah, that's because they have something where they are literally in your computer right now. They are, and here's the thing, the newer codes, there used to be a time like if you get off the internet, it'll stop it ceased the connection. When I was in school, we had this thing called the beef connection, and it was us getting access to your computer based off of something you did. Like if you went to a website that we created or you downloaded something, you installed it, we can have access to you as long as you are on the internet. Or once you disconnect from the internet, we lose the ability to access your computer, right? The newer software, you don't need to do that anymore. Once they in, they in. It's almost like for example, I do remote access for my computers at work or people who hire me and they need somebody to go in and do IT work remote. But I have something that's called, what is it called? It's when you can access a computer without them even letting you. Unattended. That's what it's called. Unattended. So I can put something, that's simple code. Just write the code. When you install it, I got unattended access to your computer, which means every time you connect to any Wi-Fi, y'all connect to Wi-Fi that's not yours, which is another dumb thing. But any Wi-Fi, I have access to whatever you are doing. Seeing you on the camera is the least of your worry. Y'all putting tape on, forget about all that. Unless, of course, you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Some of you preachers, you're doing some stuff. You're doing some stuff. But I just wanted to say that. I said all this to say, support people in their software. Support, especially our own. If they do software and loops, Jeff has loops. Jeff Akins, he has loops. Some other guys have loops. Support them. If they are for sale. If they're not for sale and they just pass them around, then that's one thing. That's on them. Okay? I just wanted to throw that out there. But speaking of that, the beef connection. Yeah, no pause. No pause. No pause to that. But anyway, so a few weeks ago, a lady decided to call an Uber ride, right? The Uber pulls up and he sees her and he's like, hey, yo, when she gets in the car, there's no way. There's no way. He saw when she walked out, he was like, bruh, no. She was not a small woman by any stretch of imagination. Now, let me give a disclaimer right now. I'm not against big women. Some of y'all get offended when we talk about big women on this show. I never said I'm against you, but let's be reasonable. The man has a Camry and you are this big trying to get into his car, ma'am. What did you think was going to happen when he pulled up? What did you think was going to happen? Did you think he was going to say, oh, here's my small car. You can roll in. Let's grease up your sides and let's get you up in here. No. And I feel like it was wrong for you to get him fired because I thought that as an Uber driver, you have a right to refuse service to anybody. It's not discriminating. If you are a large person, male or female, you get up in this car, you can mess up my struts. If my car is already a low rider, if I'm already in a low rider, I don't know why I got this face out right now. If I'm already in a low rider, why would I then want to make it the extremely low hell rider because you done made my car lower than my tires because you so big, ma'am? And then you get upset and then you sue and you get them fired. I was so against that. And when I went to the comment section of that video, everybody was like, y'all wrong to discriminate. Y'all wrong to discriminate. That's y'all what's wrong with this country. I don't understand us as a people sometimes. I'm talking about as a society. Instead of holding this person accountable and saying, ma'am, maybe, maybe you can lose weight. You can lose a little bit. Then come to find out that she has an OnlyFans page. Even my base is upset that she has an OnlyFans page. You cannot. I'm not going to destroy this woman, but it gets worse. Now, I wonder if she going to sue the Breakfast Club because this happened.
Good morning.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Stormy. How you doing? Hey, King. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, Keys.
Got it. Yep. This the only seat y'all got?
What you want? What you need?
There's one more. A bigger chair or something.
Is she already little?
You can't.
That's what I'm talking about. Good. This is the accommodation.
There you go.
Oh.
I know y'all enjoying me holding this bass right now. It ain't often I play bass on this show. Ma'am, you are the only person in the history of the Breakfast Club that needed a freaking couch to sit on because of this is what I'm talking about. So if she goes to Disney World or one of these other places that have roller coasters and say, ma'am, you cannot get on this ride. We're not going to have carts and buggies flying off the tracks because your friction is making the car fly off the tracks. What you gonna do? Sue Disney? And at this point, I think she trolling. I think she want this attention now because there's so much attention that's coming to you now. So you just doing stuff to get attention because you still ain't addressed the biggest thing where you need to be on that show with Dr. Now. You need to do something about that, ma'am. But it's like, oh, we always see in this society, we don't hold nobody accountable. This is the everybody wins. Everybody gets what they want society. And it doesn't work that way. You, ma'am, somebody should tell you, you need to do something about that. Which brings me to this. And I'm going to go here. Not to be mean. Stop saying that stupid phrase because it is dumb as for you to say, well, somebody hitting. Let me explain this to you in a way that some of you ladies pull up closer. You need to hear this. This is going to bless you. Men will sleep with anybody that will let them easily. We will do it. That's the way we are made. If we really, really need some and you the only one available, they are going to go. That doesn't mean that you are worth anything because that's the least valuable thing on a man. We could care less on some of us. Yeah, I got standards because I could get standards. But trust me, if I was a bottom feeder and you was all that was available, I would be going if that was my thing. Y'all conflate everything to sex and it doesn't work that way. For a man, that's the least valuable thing. It's least for us. Y'all think we think like you and we don't. The second he get done, he probably, if he drunk, he gonna sober up. But even in the morning, he gonna be like, now what the did I just do? That's what he gonna say. And he's gonna get up and he's gonna go home and you will be the midnight rendezvous. Does that mean he's bad? No. Does that mean you are 304? No. But this is the reality of that. Stop saying that stupid phrase. Now, if you stop saying, well, a lot of men over here, they like it. They will like you to smash. That means nothing. It means nothing to these men. They're nothing. Nothing. Oh my God. They come in here dressed like a sumo wrestler. Listen, and listen, this is not a shot at the plus size sisters. Beautiful women come in different sizes. This is not about that. But she's on the size grid of her own. And she's moving around like she's much smaller than what she is. And then people are giving her a pass by saying, "You're beautiful." To what? See, here's the thing. Beauty is a demonstrative thing. It's something that can be qualified or quantified. What do you mean? If you are a beautiful woman, then you have plenty of men seeking to be with you. Your inbox with men who are actively trying to be with you in public denotes your level of beauty. And the types of men, not the scallywags, not the dudes that ain't got nothing going on, these dudes that probably will go out on a date with you, then rob a gas station the next day. No, I'm talking about real men about their stuff. The level of man that you are attracting will show you how beautiful you are. If you ain't getting these types of men, then you might need to pull that back down a little bit. So don't say you beautiful. Stop lying to these people. No, you're not. Because these men ain't calling you beautiful. I know you want to uplift, but the best way you can uplift is to say, yeah, you might want to, lose a little bit. I have talks with men all the time. And some of the stuff that I say is really, really tough, but it's necessary. I just had a talk today with a friend of mine, and I was real kind of going there with him, but he understood. And then he even said, man, it's a great conversation, by the way. He understood exactly what I was saying, and I was breaking my foot off on him. Like, bro, get it together. I had to have that talk with him. I had to have that man level up. Men don't do this kind of talk with him. And he appreciated that. I didn't go and say, oh, well, no, that's not a real friend. That's not a real friend. Real friends don't let you go out here and be raggedy. Real friends tell you you are 300 pounds over what you should be to even be qualified to be a big, beautiful woman. Real friends tell you, hey, I will work out with you. I will be your accountability partner where I will make sure you're eating the right thing so you can drop this weight. So if for nothing else, even if you don't want a man, if for nothing else, you could be around long enough for us to even enjoy you. Because at this rate, ma'am, you're about to eat yourself into oblivion. Like your whole you about to be gone. And some of you like it, and that's fine. Because this is what you qualify for. But ain't no man, and this the bad part about it. I've seen that show where they be popping that balloon, pow, 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 pow. They pop those balloons, and I done seen chicks almost on this level popping balloons at people. You cannot make this up. You can't make it up. But that's the society we live in, where you tell people like that they are valuable in this market. Ugh, stop doing it. Just stop doing it. It's not worth it. Start telling these people the truth. You can lose a couple of pounds, ma'am. And the bad part about it, her face is not ugly. Her face is not ugly. But men judge beauty off of the total figure, not just your face. We judge you without the eyelashes. We judge you without all of that. That's one thing I do love about my wife. I love that. This woman can come out and look straight face and still be beautiful in my eyes. I love that about her. And a lot of you are like that too. I don't know why you got programmed to think that you need all this makeup and all the way you want to port yourself out in public to make you think that you're beautiful, but you're beautiful regardless. You don't need all that extra stuff. You just need to find a man that appreciates you in your beauty and don't expect you to do all the extra. And he's out there if you're ready for him. You need to be ready for him as he prepares to be ready for you. So you'll realize that with a man like that, you can wear jogging pants and a t-shirt. He gonna still look at you like, oh my God, you're beautiful. I'm not saying you should go out in public like that, but you get where I'm going. You don't have to go extra, 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 extra. No, you got him. Just crazy work. Well, last night was fun. And this guy actually performed at the Super Bowl. And a lot of people had something to say about it. They had something to say about his performance. A lot of people. I saw a lot of comments today. A lot. And I myself, I'm the kind of person where I can appreciate somebody actually performing and I can look at things for their entertainment, but I can also see the underlying meaning for everything and be amazingly entertained by that. There's a reason why I'm happy that my wife works where she works because I get to appreciate the literature behind these entertainment moments. I'm not stuck and I just need to be entertained. I can look at something and read between the lines. I think what has failed us in education is we don't appreciate literal art. We don't appreciate art being shown to us and people speaking figuratively, who know me in their arts, whether they're playing, whether they're expressing. Like if I'm playing the bass, and you can see if I'm playing something real, and then I'm playing something, you can see the emotion. And you can say, man, he's playing like he's angry. And y'all be like, he's playing this note. No, you got to be able to dig deeper. And I think, honestly, that's one thing that fails us as a people. Our brain is so numb where we can't even process anything that's not on the shell. We've become icicle mentality people, where we need to be on the surface all the time. But see, me, I can look at the surface, I can be there, but I also can look at the deeper meaning, which is why the Bible's a mystery to some of you, because you can't see the deeper meaning. You can only see the face value. And I think that's what happened here. Whereas, unfortunately, the racist people could see exactly what he was doing. The racist people, I mean, you guys like his music. He performed his music. So what about it did you not like? I understand some of my musician friends felt like he needed a band with him. I'm a person that loved live music. My wife could tell you I always loved live music, but I can appreciate the production that was done on this too. So you can have it both. I may have been a little disappointed because I do like to see a live band, but I was actually beyond being entertained. I was entertained because some parts I was actually vibing, but some parts my wife was looking at me and she was like wondering what was going on because my mode changed. Like people think I'm always frowning or whatever. I'm really just assessing. I'm analyzing. And I'm trying to absorb what's happening in the moment because I could see he was telling a story that was deeper than the music. And what better way to do it than in front of millions of people? How many of us have the heart to go in front of billions of people and tell America about itself in front of America? Because that's exactly what he did. Yeah, he had his song, the diss track to Drake or whatever. He took shots at him. But you think about it. He came out the Squid Games. He did that America. America was built on the backs of black people. That's why it was all black people. For those of you people said it's DEI, it wasn't no DEI when my ancestors was building this country. It was all us. So why? And you can see the symbolism. And I get it. You just can't. Your brain can function with that. And I'm not knocking you because some of you wanted to be entertained. But I think you're pushing it too far to say it was whack. No, it just wasn't your thing. I wouldn't say it was whack. I just didn't, you can say I didn't vibe with it. Some of you can say it was whack. But I think what happens is, mostly in the musician community, we tend to take personal shots and be harshly critical for people doing stuff that we will never do. That we will never do. Some of you will never record. Not on that level. Some of you will never tour. Some of you will never play for a major artist, gospel, or any artist. So the extent of what you do is pretty much to rip everybody that's doing it. I read some of your comments. Let me break this down to you. It's okay to be critical. It's wanted for me. Be critical of me. You can have your criticism about me, but you better watch it because your level, I say this all the time, your level of criticism has to match your level of credibility. So if you gonna rip me to shreds, the first thing Derek is gonna do is look for your work. And if you have none, then I'm gonna wonder why the Falcon you have so much to say about mine. Why are we ripping people who are working? Because we cannot decipher what they're doing. Because you failed English Lit when you were in high school. Because you demonstrate that all the time. You demonstrate it all the time. I read your posts. So you failed that. So now you want to rip this man, and I don't really think he cares because his point was made. When you have all these people with their little manties in a bunch because they was crying when he got done, he did his job. I didn't think he was there to entertain. To be honest, I don't think he really cared about that. I think he was there to tell a story and tell millions and billions and Americans about themselves on the biggest platform in the world, on the biggest day probably in the year. There is no sporting event that outranks the NFL Super Bowl. What better place to do it? Because all the rest of them punked out. None of them had the heart to do it. The ones y'all love so much, when it came down to it, money was their guide. I stopped trying to be entertained all the time a long time ago. And that's what I think is wrong with us as a people. Because now let me talk to my brothers and sisters. Let me talk to my brothers and sisters. I am sick and tired of us thinking that all we can do is entertain. Yes, we have great entertainers. We have people that are gifted in it. This is not a knock to them. But it pains me when I hear young kids all the time, young black boys especially, what do you want to be when you grow up? They say a basketball player or a singer or an artist. Now, the musician to me is like, okay, that's dope. But what is it? What community can survive with everybody that's an entertainer? When I walk down the halls of my glorious day job, I love my day job because they actually do participate in different cultures. But when I walk down that hall and I see these inventions of people that I didn't even know the stuff they invented, I'm like, wait, we did some stuff. We should be proud of what we've done. But then as we start to get towards the 80s and 90s, we see basketball player, producer, musician, singer, basketball, musician, football. Where are engineers and doctors, sir? Where are engineers? See, they will allow us to entertain, which is what you wanted last night. You wanted entertainment, but you did not want to think. You should have walked away from there and said, we are about to go into the craziest time in your history, in your lifetime, because we wasn't around when Martin Luther King and them had to do their thing. We wasn't around. So now these are the people we have to speak for us. And instead of saying, you know what, I'd rather you say, I wish he wasn't political, but that's kind of his work. But I get it. But to degrade him or degrade his performance and say it's whack, I just think that's too much. We need to learn how to stick together. He made a statement. I heard his statement loud and clear. And whereas you can say it was dry or whatever, fine. The same way you can read a book with no pictures and not be entertained. But our enemies, they were offended. They were offended. They were crying crocodile tears. Mad, mad, mad. And we should have been celebrating. Even if we didn't like the performance, we should be like, hey, but our enemy's mad. He did his job, which is what he was trying to do. Dig deeper, people. Dig deeper. Everything is not about entertainment. There are deeper meanings. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to hurt any feelings. Read a book. Find a book and read it. And then take this book and say, what does it mean? What was the author trying to say? See, when I was in school, they had us do that. We would read a book and try to convey what the author was trying to say with the book. And in books, Silas Marner, Great Expectations, they made us read these books. And I had to do almost whole year on Shakespeare. We had to decipher what he was trying to say and all those this, thus, thus, this, thou, this. We had to figure out what he was trying to say. that should be applicable to any artist. When you take college level, I took college level art. I never told my wife that, but I did. We had to look at pictures and say, what is the artist trying to say here? That's no different here. Be entertained, but also seek to learn what the artist is saying. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. So you may not like it, and some of y'all was taking real shots at people. I wish we didn't do that. Just disagree. Don't take shots at people, try to make people feel like, oh, because, and even though I'm giving my opinion, this is just my opinion. If you don't agree, that's fine. It would behoove you not to take shots at me, though. That wouldn't be wise. Unless we can have a debate in my inbox. But some of y'all like to go to y'all page and take shots at people. Man, I'm the person that shows up to your page. So don't do that. Come here, let's have a discussion. Don't be a child with it. Anyway, speak of doofus.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Okay, before we go to Preachers Gone Wild, I got y'all. Let's break the mood. Let's break the mood, but because that was deep and I wasn't trying to go too deep. Pause. But check this out, man. It's some stupid people in the world, not just America. It's a lot of stupid people here. They're called Trump supporters. But look at this one here. This person figured they would light a lighter while pumping gas. Now, me and my wife saw this before while we were together. But look at this. What were you thinking about? What were you thinking about? I think he did it on purpose. Lord. Bruh, yeah, I'm starting to think he did that on purpose. What was the point of that? There's some really stupid people, and people will try you. Which brings me to the point while we're going here. I love this bass, man. But I love this bass. I'm gonna hold this bass for the whole thing because I'm not gonna try to put this thing on the stand. First things first. Now, y'all remember we do this New G, we do this song called Celebrate the King, right? We gotta celebrate the King. Right? She decided to mess up the words.
Celebrate the King. Let's celebrate the King. I said let's celebrate. Let's celebrate the King. Hallelujah.
Did y'all catch that? She forgot the words to the song. She forgot the words to the song. The song is Celebrate the King. And I guess she felt like, oh God, I need to. No, ma'am. You need to remember. What's going on with my mic? Come on. Don't do this to me. All right. So she needs to remember the words of the song. That's very embarrassing for you to be on there and you don't remember the words to you wrote the song. You don't remember the words. Of course I remember the words. Ike, I wrote it. But no, she turned around. It's like, what's the song? She just said Celebrate the King. But the band played it, right? Didn't they? Has that ever happened to you where the song was playing, you forgot the song? I do it on Sunday mornings. I'm like, what song is this? What song is this? They be like, this. But has that ever happened to you? That's what I want to know in the comment section. Put it down below. Yes, if you've ever forgotten a song while it was playing. Has that ever happened to you? I know that's embarrassing, but not as embarrassing as this.
Got two cameras in here for a reason. Y'all put this camera on some praises. Oh, yeah. I got two cameras in here for a reason. Y'all put this camera on a praiser. I'll do it. Switch cameras.
I think sometimes having cameras and the whole multimedia thing, I love it. I love the way the church is progressing and how you're able to reach more people. But I'm starting to be torn with it because if you're not going to do it in excellence, don't do it. I love it that a lot of churches they have a separate room where they actually have the headphones on with the cameraman on the floor and they're telling them, "Hey, get this shot," and somebody's actually back there directing. I like that. If you're going to have camera crew, you need that person back there that's saying, "Hey, yo, go to this camera. Oh, hey, yo, this is happening. Hey, go to this person. Hey, get a close up of the preacher." I'm cool with that. That's the way it should be. But I'm thinking you have derailed if you need to yell at the cameraman and say, "Get this angle 4 and 5 times." One time was all that was needed, and even that was too much. They should know it's a moment happening. Get this shot. And for him to say, "I do it myself," sir. I just think we'd be doing too much. I do. And if it's not ready if you're not ready to go to that level, then don't try. That's what I'm saying, because believe it or not, and I know some of you gonna hate it, but you're in competition with every other church like this. Because most of the time you're live at the same time with every other church. So why would I want to leave a New Zion Temple stream to come to your stream and you can't even get your cameraman to act right? That makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. Makes no sense to me. But to each his own. But the most disgusting thing I think I've seen in a long time happen here. So if it was Bishop Hudson, Jalen, he wouldn't say nothing then. He'd probably joke about it. But that Monday meeting gonna be lit. I'm telling you that right now. He definitely is going to say something about it. And somebody's gonna get lit up because he expects differently. We're supposed to be on another level. And everybody, no matter what ministry, no matter your size, you should always try to be top notch. You shouldn't try to be ghetto with it or jackleg. That's not what we should be representing. Tell me what you thought of that. Did I just see what I just saw? It was bad enough that he spent quality time with this dude's balls. But then to go under his pants, like, bruh, bruh. Dude, let me ask you this. You at the altar getting prayer. You got your hands up. You ready to be your hands, whatever they're going to do. And he actually decides to put his hands on your balls. On your balls. What are you doing in that moment? You in the church setting now. Some of you say you're going to do something. I don't believe you. I do not believe you. But this dude touched on your balls. I mean, he spent quality time. I mean, I've seen porno movies in a shorter time of grabbing balls than this. He was literally on this dude's balls for a long time. Why, sir? Because even if Jesus wanted to heal somebody's balls, right? There was something going on. He probably would have just tapped it and it would have been okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jesus probably wouldn't have did that. Jesus probably would have said, "Hey, you're healed. Go home." I'm pretty sure Jesus ain't around here cupping balls. So what would you do if this were you? If this was you? The pain was him grabbing his balls. Like, bro, you spent ample time. What are we doing? What are we doing? Look, he's sitting there. Dude, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Did he go? Bruh. No, that's way too long to be on somebody's balls. We not doing that over here. We not. He said, what the hell is he doing? Bro, I don't know. Terrell, I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. I mean, if there was something going on with him, I don't think that's the place to do it. And I'm not touching, listen, even if I had miraculous healing hands, fellas, if you having problems, you better hope that my junk got telekinesis too, because I'm not grabbing on your balls. It's just absolutely not happening. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. It's not happening. But speaking of that, now, remember I keep telling y'all we doing too much in church. Now, I want to ask you, yes or no, in the next video as you are watching. If it's too much, type yes. If it's not, then type no. Here we go.
He's got the power to save you. Come on, the power to fill you. Hey, the power to free your mind. The power to free your mind. The power to save you. Come on, the power to fill you. Hey, the power to free your mind. Come on, say it. His name is Jesus. He's gonna keep. Hey, he's got all power. Say it. He's got all. His name is Jesus. He's gonna keep. I got your power right now. Come on, let's feel it. Come on. Hey, his name is Jesus. He's gonna keep. Hey, he's got all power. Say it. He's got all. Hey, his name is Jesus. He's gonna keep. Hey, he's got all power. Say it. Come on. Hey, his name is Jesus. Hey, he's gonna keep. Say it. He's got all power. We don't fear the word of God. Say, his name is Jesus. He's not a king. He's got our power. He's got all.
Okay. I do not like what she has on. I do not like it. I think it's inappropriate. I'm going to just hold on. That is too much. I'm not in love with that. Tell me, is this too much? You know the answer to this. Yeah, Janetta, I do. But I want to know what other people think. I want to know what you think. Because some people be okay with this. I don't think you wear that to church. I don't think you do that. I don't think you do these dances. Man, I just feel like I don't think you should dress like a down-home school mark. But what in the Russell Tussle Sesame Street, what is going on with this? It almost like you at a club. Like you at a club. I think it's too much. And notice, oh God, I'm so happy she didn't turn around. Because had she turned around, we saw the other side of that thing, that dang on mountain, oh, that would have been a problem. And I'm pretty sure all the deacons up in that church would have been like, woo! Woo! They'd have been going off. These dudes would have lost their mind. They would have lost their mind. We be doing too much in church. But you know, we can only do what's allowed. In church, we can only do what's allowed. Like, you need to set a standard. If you're a pastor, if you're a leader, if you whatever, you set the standard. If men don't wear hats in your church, you set the standard. If women don't wear pants in your church, which, you know, some people will argue with you with, it doesn't matter. It's your standard. If you're the leader of that church, you have to set a standard, whatever that standard is. People should not be able to just come in your church and do whatever they want to do. I said all to say this. A long time ago, we covered this. You remember I did my live where I say, is this rebuke? You remember I did that rebuke, or was it correction or rebuke? I forgot what it was. And I would post the video and you guys would say if it was rebuke or reprove or whatever, reprove of whatever, or I forgot what the other word, like bullying or something. I don't know. But anyway, this video started making its rounds again. Like people forgot that this actually happened a long time ago. And I'm going to show the video and we're going to dissect. Well,
can you leave my church and go put on man clothes? And don't come here like that no more.
Thank you, Jesus.
I hold a standard in here. Whatever you do on the outside is your business. But I will not let drag queens come in here. And y'all gonna come in here, you're gonna dress like a man. Now, whatever you do on the outside, that's your business. But when you come in this house, if you're a man, dress like a man. If you're a woman, you dress like a woman. I'm not going to allow it. My salvation is more important. And God is holding me accountable. Now, whatever you do outside these doors, I don't bash, I don't judge. But when you come in here, you will not be a drag queen. Amen. If the Holy Ghost tell me in my spirit that is drag queen sitting here with wigs on, I'm going to ask you to be removed from the sanctuary. Because you cannot, I will not play this game. You will not, I don't care if you don't clap and you don't like it, don't come here. You will not be wearing wigs and heels and fooling people up in here. Come on. Come on. You can fool people, but see, I got the Holy Ghost for real. I can pick your spirit up in the back of the church. Hallelujah.
Okay, I had to play call and response with music. But check it out. What did you think of that? Do you think, some of you are new, do you think that that was the right way to do it? Before I tell you what happened, do you think that was the right way to do it? I'll give you a chance. I think it was the best way to do it. And because I know the backstory. He had numerous conversations with that young man. That's what he said. He had numerous conversations with him, and he kept coming back dressed that way. So at that point, he felt he needed to rebuke him right then and there. And because it is disrespectful for somebody you've had a conversation with them and they decide that they're going to do it anyway, that's disrespectful. So it was disrespectful. So you meet disrespect, you got to stop it right away. Disrespect will not be tolerated. And he said, could you leave my church? And so some people was like, it is not his church. It is God's church. Oh, God, I need to help you people because some of you are so lost. God doesn't dwell in temples made with the hands of men. He no longer does that. That day is gone. You are the temple of God. That's God's church, is the body. We are God's church. That's just the building. And guess what? Last I checked, if he starts that church and he's the founder and he's the pastor, those people entrusted him to lead them, which means he sets the rules and the standard of that house. You can't come in somebody's house and tell them this is God's house. I wish you would come over here because I don't play them games here. You do not come in my house and tell me what's what. See, this is what happened. When they started making these church buildings, that kind of shifted everything. But guess what? They used to meet in their houses, in homes. So you mean to tell me I should invite anybody up in my house to disrespect me? No. Now, in that body, everybody was a family. Everybody knew each other and they kind of communed together all the time. The larger houses had the larger events. The smaller houses had the smaller gatherings. But everybody met in homes. But guess what? That time is over. Nobody really meets in homes like that, like they were doing. But in this time and era, the pastor, he leads. He leads. So you come in that man's church, You abide by their rules. If the rule is don't wear hats, men, then don't wear hats. And don't get ticked off because you're asked to take your hat off, because now you're being disrespectful. Just take your hat off. And some of y'all be trying it. And that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with that last video. You will do something to see how far you can get away with it. That is so conniving. That is so conniving. And it's actually immature. Adhere to the standards and the rules of the house. If the man has told you numerous times, don't come in my church dressed like that, it is not for you to try to point out every other sin in the church. He's not talking to them. He talking to you. He said, do not come in this church dressed like that. I don't care if I got 3,000 dudes up in here and you can call them whatever homophobic name you can think of. We ain't talking to them right now. We talking to you. If I had a conversation with them and I said, hey, you don't come in here acting like that, and they didn't do it, then I deal with them. But I'm talking to you. Y'all love to do that whataboutisms. I can't stand it. I'm talking to you. Don't try to deflect. You came in this church dressed like that. You brought all this attention. Now you got to go. Now you're mad when you could have avoided it. It would not have hurt you to dress like a man. And you're like, well, ain't no man. See, this, all that stuff. Oh, man, that's the one thing. See, this is how I know I'm not a Democrat, because I'm not with all of that. I don't like Trump at all. Y'all know that. But the one thing he did that I liked, he took all them men out these women's sports. He did that. I still don't like him. I want him gone. I think he's dangerous. But he did do that. I joke with my wife all the time about these him, thus, he, she, it. Hey, if that's what you want to be, but you can't get mad if I don't know that's what you are. Because last I checked in the Bible, the only thing that said it was multiple was legion, because they were many. So if I got to look at a man and say them or us or we, I'm going to think it's more than one of you in there. And I'm going to treat you like that. I will not give in to demons. If I see you are a man, I'm going to say sir or bro or man or whatever. You come telling me us, we, I'm like, okay, that's not what I saw. I'm not going to always remember that, because if I see a dude with a whole beard and mustache, I'm going to think, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because I can't come to you and say, oh, yeah, well, you're a black guy. No, I'm white. Now, y'all know I'm dark. I'm a chocolate man. In what world could I pass as a white man? But reality was set in. Why? Because if I go anywhere and I move like I'm white, they're going to remind me that I'm not. That's the difference. I'm not a homophobe because I have my stand. That's another thing that I don't like that the left does. If you don't accept what they are, then they call you something that you're not. I didn't say you didn't have rights. You have the right just like any other American, and I have marched for a lot of your rights. But one thing you cannot do is make me to accept something that I don't believe to be true. See, that's where the line draws. I think you should have rights. You should be able to vote. You should be able to love whoever you should want to love. This is not a theocracy. This is not, America has never and should never, ever be a Christian nation. It has never been that. In fact, how can we be a Christian nation when they decided that people who look like me was less than a man? I can't respect that, number one. So stop saying it's a Christian nation. But one thing I will say, I'm not going to bend my morals to accept something that I don't believe. But I do believe that you should have rights like any other American here. You just can't come in my house with it. That's where the line is drawn. And that's what happened here. The man didn't say you couldn't cross-dress. He clearly said you could do whatever you want to do out there. But in here, you can't. How is that not accepted, people? I don't allow people to be in my house smoking weed. That's a standard. If you want to do all of that, you can do that somewhere else. But the smell of it repulses me. So I don't want it in my house, in my clothes, in my dog, nothing. I don't want it. That's you. You want to do it. That's fine. Do that. That's you. But in my house, That's not going to fly. So how dare you come in my house, fire it up, and then say, hey, I should be able to do it. No, this is the same thing. It's not accepted in his house. Then you shouldn't be in his house trying to tell him what he should be able to accept or not. That's not what we should be about. So guess what? He was right. Y'all need to stop going to churches that don't accept you for what you are. There are plenty of churches that will accept you. And if you are a church that accept this behavior or whatever, don't take shots at people that don't. Don't take shots at people that don't accept it. They have the right to not accept what they doing, just like you have the right to accept what they're doing. And we should be able to commune and still get along, even though we don't agree on this thing. But that's not what usually happens. You know, we got one people going at, and they, who they think they are, they're not God, and we're supposed to allow sinners in church. We are supposed to allow sinners in church, but those sinners should change. You don't come to a hospital and not get healed. That's a bad hospital. So if you continuously go to a hospital, you remain in the same illness, that's not a hospital that should stay open. So bring all your weary and your bedridden and your sick and disabled, bring them in. And then if I really have power in this church, they will be healed and delivered. It's just as simple as that. If you don't like the rules of a church, don't go. It's not God's church. It's his church, his building. You are the church. That's God's church. But we're not representing him if we're fighting over little stuff like this. If even the Bible is clear, I'm about to go, but the Bible is clear on this too. It's talking about, in some, I forgot where it's found, but it's saying, if you have an issue, you want to drink, you want to do whatever, that's fine. But if it offends your brother or your sister, then you shouldn't do it. That's the way it should be, especially in their house. You don't come to somebody's house and be disrespectful. And I think disrespect is something that we need to work on. And I've never seen nobody get sat down in church for being disrespectful. But it's something we need to work on. We need to be able to respect each other and respect authority. When I say authority, I'm not talking about people that bully and tell you what to do. I'm talking about people who are seasoned in this thing, people who are leaders in the ministry. You should show respect to them. And if they ask you to do something, you should respect that. If not, don't go. That's not the church for you. There are a lot of churches that would allow you to come up with some buttless chaps. Go there. Have fun. Be merry. Sing, jump, kiss, whatever you want to do over there. But respect somebody else's thing. So I hope you guys understand that. Because some of you were angry about this. Some of you going to leave here and be angry. But don't go to that man's church with it. If you want to be angry, and they actually did, they did a protest outside this man's church, y'all. They showed up to this man's church and tried to do a protest. Now, not that many people showed up, you know, but still, you protested this man for having standards. Man, that's a sad time. And that was years ago. It would be worse now. Because the church, the body, has become a little lax now. We starting to accept a lot of things. When I was coming up, if you was a woman and we so much as saw a little line of cleavage, they was going to cover you up. They didn't play that. They didn't play that. Did they go overboard? I don't know, because some of y'all, you leave nothing for the imagination now in church. Nothing. We see every crack and crevice. So, man, it's just crazy right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I am going to get off of here. I'm going to watch The Bachelor with my wife. And I'm probably going to stay here and practice a little bit and get better on my instrument. Hey, how you doing, Keldrick? So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Next week, I do have something special for you. Something special for you. Do you guys like that I play bass on here now? Let me know in the comment section. Because if you do, I'll have a certain bass out. You know, we'll play around with it. Maybe if you want to send some music for me to jam to, and I might, feature it and do it. If you guys enjoy the bass, just say more bass. Just say more bass, more bass, more bass. And I'll play bass more. Okay? I love you guys. I'm going to jump off of here and spend time with the missus. Have a good one.